Okay, time for round 2 on this project. That first decoder, as you know, I tried to factory reset and it decided it wasn't happy and just crashed. Went to some weird sort of generic sound effect thing and I couldn't get it out of it. So, what I've done is, I went ahead and had the thing sent back, and obviously Amazon gave me the option to replace it. Let me get rid of this stupid coupler, I don't know what that's doing here. With the same product, which I went for. The only trouble is that didn't ship at all until about a day or two ago. It's now about a week since this happened, in fact, exactly a week today. So, what was I going to do? Luckily, I was prepared. I had a feeling something like this was going to happen, and I went ahead and ordered another decoder, I should say, from the company that actually was producing these for MRC this whole time, called XL Systems. Here it is right here. Now, admittedly, I've had problems with these before. A trademark to the new packaging is that they ship them in these triangular cardboard box things. And this not so well spelled out menu. Essentially, it is the same product that MRC made, except they call it the XL Systems 1812 decoder for GP38. It's the same I had before, except built by XL Systems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to, once again, install this decoder. I'm going to pay more attention to how the contacts met up with the motor to see if that was the problem last time. Although I somehow think that decoder was simply defective, as I did have quite a few of these that didn't work back in the day. As they have not the greatest quality control, though when they work really well. I have, as I said, I have a Conrail unit, C420, with one of these decoders in it, and it runs really well. Let me go carefully take this thing off. Oop, the headlight assembly went off. I may have to mess with this later. Okay, so now let's get this thing apart again. This one will work just as well, I think. Yeah, this is a Phillips head. I'll just use this one. Actually, probably better for the job. Let me turn on a little bit more light here so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. It is dark. Again, I'm working nights. This is my night off, so... Okay, so now I'm going to split this frame in half, shell this again. Note the decoder board is out. I didn't bother putting it back in because I knew I wasn't done with this engine yet. I wanted to make it work. Now I got to make sure that I keep this side on the bottom and that the gears stay on this side if I can. Ah! Ooh! Wham! Don't like how this thing suddenly comes apart like that. But here's the screw, and here's an insulator that came out with it too. That's nice. Here's the other insulator. Just need to keep all these together. I'm just going to keep them assembled on that side. I know it seems kind of paranoid for me to go crazy on these screws here and stuff, but... Okay, yeah, the other screw's still in there. Okay, so I have everything. So now I'm going to keep this on the half shell and install the new decoder. Paying more attention to the way these pickups are. Let me go ahead and zoom you in now, because this is going to be a little bit more finite operations. Going to dig this decoder out of its very professional packaging, which appears to be a piece of bubble wrap. And this UPS piece of cardboard, which at least, it looks like some care was taken in, I should say. It's in a triangular position. Again, I haven't had great luck with the XL Systems decoders specifically. I had more luck with the MRCs. That other decoder has been reordered, as I mentioned. I don't know when it's going to get here, but it's not in time for this engine. I plan to do another install on one of these. I really want more sound-equipped engines is what I've been going for right now on N-Scale. And it appears that because I have the powered frogs, things would work better, knock wood. I do believe that is a wooden table, even though it's a cheap trade table that I use as a workbench. Let's go ahead and get this thing out here. Give them this much. Whoever this was packed this really well. So again, I got this off of eBay. I think I paid about the same. The one from Amazon came to $74. This came to $73, so it's about the same. And here be my decoder. Oh, and here be a piece of metal. Isn't that just lovely? A piece of metal has been soldered onto it. Apparently. I wonder why that's there. Oh, this does not inspire confidence at all. Alrighty, well, let's see what it does. Only one way it goes in, because these two pads have to meet up with the two prongs down there. So let's go slide this right in. The installation itself is very simplistic, but it's so simple it's difficult, as they say. And that contact line is now going to confuse me as to whether or not I've actually lined this up correctly. That extra piece of contact stuff. Let's go in there now and just slip it in place. Oh, that's nice. There's no... He didn't bother... Oh, come on. Seriously? There's no flux on this. There's no solder on the pads on the top. And it's like, you got to be kidding me here. So I may have to fire up my soldering iron and put solder on the top here to make it fit because that wasn't done. Oh my God. Well, let's put this together loosely and see if that works. I don't want to put solder on it unless I absolutely have to. Get rid of this thing out of the way here. My God. Quality control is not very impressive. Oh, there it goes again. It moved out of the way. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put solder on these pads here. Oh, I just don't get this. Why would he get rid of the solder on the pads? Yeah, this company is not impressing me right now. This is just appalling quality control. MRC wasn't known for it, but this is just beyond ridiculous. This is a bodged decoder. It is not new. It clearly has been tampered with before I got it. But I'm going to try it out. If it doesn't work, back it goes, and I want my money back. Now I got to make sure that this thing stays aligned. I like how that's making contact there. Let me go with my sponger here and just push this contact in a little bit better. I somehow don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Why? Because because it's to my benefit to try it. Okay, so now I got to just line this all up and flip it into place. Oh, I may have uncentered that, but I'm not going to take it apart again. Problem is those stupid contacts are such a pain to fit. That's why Digitrax, and I've begun to realize this, and all the other manufacturers, for the most part, there it goes, it's snapped in place, have come up with this new idea of just having holes in the top where the actual motor contacts go through, so it mounts securely and it can't move once you get them in place. So I'm just going to now, keeping it exactly like this, I'm not even going to bother putting the other screw in. I'm just going to put it in like this and make sure it works before I go any further with this assembly. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to see if this thing will actually work. Excuse me. My confidence is not high right now on this thing, though, I have to say. Okay, here we have my test track thingy. I'm going to zoom out now so you can see better. Go to time 1. Hopefully not stopping the recording in the process. There we go. Going to plug this in, plug my DCC system in, and give this a try and see if it does anything at all. Move this screw to the other side as well as that insulator. I'm not going to put those in until I can confirm this thing actually works, because I have a bad feeling I'm just wasting my time right now, but I got the decoder, I may as well use it. Okay, so need the main track, like so. Plug that in here, and now I'm going to turn my DCC system on, give this thing a, quote, smoke test. I really am not confident that this thing is going to work. It really looks like this was badly bodged, or botched, or whatever you'd like to call it. But we'll see what it does. Okay, plugged in here. Got my throttle out over here. Power on. Oh, I heard a click. Does that mean it's working? Who knows? 3, enter. And it doesn't. It moved. It's alive! It's alive! Well, I hesitated there a little bit, but it worked. Oh. Motor takes a while to kick in, which is kind of realistic thinking about it. But what I don't like is it cuts out right here for some reason. It doesn't... Yeah, I think I have to enhance the conductivity. What's happening is these little... I see here, the front truck is not getting any power at all. So this is what I have to mess with now. It seems like you can't win with these things. Yep, that's the problem. There's no power coming from the front truck here. So this is not a decoder problem. It is a pickup problem, which I will take care of very swiftly here. I may have to replace that contact line. I think I have a few extra ones here in storage. Or I'll just pull it off and bend it the way it should be. We do have that, in fact. So let's go get this one off. Right here. Take the fuel tank off, and I should be able to get access to this and pop it off. The sound effects I've got to change yet. It's right now currently on GP38. I'll show you how to do that later, but first let's get this fixed here. Once I've confirmed I have that under control, I will go ahead and go back to it. It's the way this thing is bent is no good, so let's go back through here and try to bend this thing more aggressively so it puts torque down on that. These, again, this contact system is really annoying. It's either something you hate or you love. It works as, again, the force of the contact pressing down on these little nubs on the trucks transfers power to the actual frame, which in turn provides power to the decoder or analog board, depending on what you have in here. That's how these engines are designed, and right now, there is not enough torque on that front connection for it to make contact, which is why it is not happy, and why it is consistently not working the way it should on my test track here, and why the front truck is actually not doing anything. The rear truck's got power, that's fine, but the front is just shot. I may have an extra one of these contact lines. Let's see if that fixes it. Just going to try it with the first. Ah, there it goes. That's all it took. It's really satisfying to have a little repair like that, make a lot of difference. So now with this, I can now take my fuel tank and put that back on so this is held securely in place. And we'll try it again, test it thoroughly. It should now work much better. Takes a second for the motor to respond. Or not at all. Okay, what the hell? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. That is strange. That hesitates a little bit to go. So it looks like I got it working pretty darn well now. The motor might need to run a little bit too. There it goes. Spin away, yep. And it's not stalling anymore. Okay, so I'd say that's a working success. That's now cut the power on the system. Before I finish tweaking this thing, I'm going to now go ahead and install that last screw. There we go. Okay, so now this should, with that washer in place, just go right back in. As such, there we go. Make sure this is nice and tight. Gonna do the same on the other side. That's got everything in place. I just need to find where I put my thing. Oh, I should have been more careful with this, but I wasn't. No, I wasn't. All right. There we go. That's in place. Okay. There we go. That screws in place, and just like that, I have it all back together. Now it's time to do a little bit more technical programming on this. Oh, first I need to put that headlight, who's this thingy in place. It's designed to direct the light from the front of the locomotive down through the actual light itself on the engine. Alright, so out it comes. I'm not taking a chance. No way. Sorry, not happening, locomotive. You're going to have to not have it. Again, nice little touch on these two is this black section here indicates the front of the locomotive. A nice touch on Atlas for that. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully replace this shell back onto the actual engine itself, locomotive itself, and I'll try seeing if I can get that Alco prime mover to work, because again, that is a prime mover from what this is designed for, a default, which is a GP series locomotive or general purpose engine from General Motors. Not a bad engine, but just not what I have here. I carefully make sure this fits all in. Fitment of these decoders is a pain. This thing does not like to go in there, does it? Last time I think I had it. Oh, there it goes. It went. It just had to guide the speaker in a little bit better. Now this has to get pushed in right there. Ah, there we go. Oh, boy, that's a tight fit. All right, it's in. Let's put this back on the track and turn the power back on. Let's go back to, am I in 1? Yes, I am on 1. Let's go further back to 5. Actually, I can't because of the way the camera's set up. So let's go now and give this a shot. Smoke test. Oops, sorry. Not on the track yet. Don't want to start until I'm on the track. Tip, a great way of blowing a decoder is to put it off the track, so make sure you are perfectly derailed before you do any kind of test on engine. Whether it's N scale or any other gauge, that's a great way of blowing your decoder, so don't do that. Okay, smoke test. Sorry, can't find the switch. There we go. Smoke test. It's active. And again, it doesn't start immediately. You have to manipulate the throttle. So I'm going to go back to locomotive number 3. Just test to make sure it moves. Ooh! Oh, something's dragging. That's not good. Oh. I knew that was going too smooth. Gotta wait for it to change directions. Why is this thing making such an appalling racket? God. Whines like a kid that wants a candy or something, which I am not putting up with. This has got to get fixed. Okay, why are you whining? There was a little coffee house around here that had this old thing that reminds you. It said there'd be some kind of fee for whining. What? I think I know what's doing this. Is that doing it? No. Could need a lubrication. Let me see if that's what the problem is. I'm thinking this needs a little lube on here. A little bit on here. I'm hoping this motor is not crap, but it wouldn't surprise me. I just have not been having very much luck getting this thing converted. But it is a success. The decoder is actually working. Let me just mess with it and see if I can get that motor to pipe down a bit. I can't clean the commutator on this because, as you see, it's blocked. Why Atlas did this, I have no clue. I'd love to know, but I don't. So yeah, she's not a happy runner. I don't understand what's wrong now because this thing ran fine before I did the work on it. I don't get it. I don't. All right, let's turn my DCC system off and maybe release this a little bit. Maybe it's in too tight and that's the problem. Let's try it. I'm turning it, and it's turning free and clear. There's no problem there. Unless that little turn on the screws was enough to do it. Let's try this again. Sometimes that little tweak you do can be the difference between a good running engine and a terrible running engine. See if that did it. Or it could have been the lubrication I just gave it. Go 3. This is again 3. Oh, that's much better. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, see? A little tweak is all it takes. Alright, so I fixed it. That was all it was. That is kind of crazy, but apparently that little turn I did with the screw was enough to fix it. So it's a vibration the motor is making. So let's try loosening these up just a teeny weeny bit here. Maybe about a half a turn or so. And see if that makes a difference. That's a lot better right there. Okay, so it appears that that's what I have to do. I just have to keep these screws loose. They're in there tight enough to hold it together, but that's about it. So I'm going to now put it back together like it is, and hopefully get some satisfaction out of this. I ain't getting no... Okay, she's all set to go. Let's go get this bottom in here. Fuel tank, again, this holds the connectors on. And that I would call a success. Yes, I'm cautiously optimistic that I've basically gotten this thing to work. That's the case. I'm going to order a few more of these decoders because I have a few more engines I want to convert over that are not DCC equipped as of yet. And since this decoder is now the price of a DCC decoder, within a few dollars of it at least. Oh, well, listen to that sound. It's much better now that I put the frame on. Oh boy. That motor is appallingly loud, but there's nothing I can do about it. Well, it's not perfect, but it works, so I guess I'll take that. Let's go ahead now and try to program the sound correctly on it. 123. So, let's go to 123 and now change this to number 1. I guess I'm going to just do it on the main, because I don't know how else I would do that. So, program. This is an MRC decoder, so it should work pretty well. Main track. Loco 3. Address, that's fine. We're just going to go for 123. And the data is going to be 1. $123. That's an older EMD prime mover. Data is going to be 2. Ah, it does have those. Okay, good. So it does have the old programming in there. I just have to go through it to find it. So let's go 123. Enter. That is going to be 3. That's it. Ah, good. So I got that. Now let's change the horn on it. So according to that, horn type's 22. 22 equals off. Okay, so CV50. So let's go 50. Let's go for number 2 on that one, just to be random. Too picky about what horns my locomotives have, so let's go Loco 3. And now I should have a different horn. Yep. Well, that's a nice lease. I'll keep that horn in place. Now, I don't know why this is so loud. But it's a good thing this decoder is loud, because this motor is loud on this engine. There's not much I can do about it. I've lubricated it and it's still not happy. Let's go forward again. It's demented whining this thing makes, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. So that's just going to be like it. I'm just going to run it until it hopefully wears it in. Maybe exercising it will fix it. Other than that, I got it done. So I'm going to call this a success. Wasn't the easiest install I've ever done, but it did work. And I've finally gotten another one of these XL Systems decoders working. Oh, one last thing I got to do here. I got to program the decoder address in. This is number 21, so let's program on the main again. Let's go prog again, main track. Loco 3, your new address is 21. Like so. Hit enter to program. Let's see if that now responsive. So Loco 21. Loco 21. Enter. Let's see if it worked. Yep. It's now locomotive number 21, and she has sound. So I'm going to call that a success. The motor is loud, but that has nothing to do with the decoder. That has to do with this engine. Again, I bought this a while ago, so who knows what happened to it, maybe in storage or what. But that's going to do it. I successfully got one of these decoders working. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, keep the metal side down.